Kumusta uli mga ka-EFREN dyan, yung mga fans ni EFREN Reyes. Tayo, pati ako, fans din ni EFREN Reyes. Tagahanga din ako dyan, ang idol natin, ang The Magician. At ang kalaban niya dito ay si Howard Vickery. At semifinals to. Okay, umpisa na natin.
We are live in Las Vegas at the Riviera Hotel. That's EFREN Reyes, the master. You like touch and finesse, you're going to like this guy from the Philippines, EFREN Reyes, against a guy who's played very well, who has some power, who's been around a long time, in Howard Vickery.
Well, that figures to be a really good match. Howard, he's really a disciplined player. EFREN is a great player in his own right. EFREN knows all the angles. He knows all there is to know about pool, just about. And Howard is really a disciplined player, so it makes a good mix for a good match.
Some people think that Reyes is the best player in the world. He doesn't have that #1 ranking because he doesn't play in enough tournaments. He likes to stay over in the Philippines. And he's got that finesse, and he's so smart. He thinks out things and uses a lot of bank shots. But what about Vickery? Is this a great contrast of the finesse and the power game?
It's a contrast because Howard doesn't really know the rails like EFREN does. He doesn't know the diamond systems. He doesn't kick like EFREN does. He doesn't play position quite like EFREN does. But Howard plays a solid, basic, good, solid, basic 9-ball game.
You may recognize Howard Vickery. They call him the Beard. Well, he was in the color of money, and he's after the money. It's Vickery and Reyes when we return to Las Vegas. An interesting semifinal coming your way. This is EFREN Reyes and Howard Vickery. And we start with the score here, 3-1, EFREN Reyes.
In advance, hindi na
Vickery with the break.
Yung tatlong rocks, 3-1 daw.
And a bad break.
Lamang si EFREN, 3-1, pero hindi na pinakita yung tatlong rocks na nanalo si EFREN.
EFREN's such a great player. He just moves around the table so well. Here we have a cluster of balls in this corner up here. It looks like that we have a little bit of a problem with them. Well, he's going to have to shoot the 3-ball up in the corner and position his cue ball here. He wants to shoot the 4-ball in the upper left-hand corner and go into the 6-8 and maybe move them out a little bit.
Now the 1, 2, 3 all gone, so 6 left on the table.
Right. He positioned himself in the proper place. Here he wants to split the 6-8 and try to knock the 6 out where it'll go and still be able to get position on the 5. Which he's done rather well. He can make the 5, but I don't know what he can do with the 6. Looks like he may have to settle for a combination on the 6. The 6-7.
That's why they call him the Magician, though. He comes up with shots you wouldn't expect.
Well, he's a master at that. He shoots at shots most people don't think of.
Funny, facially, doesn't he look a little bit like Roberto Duran?
Yeah, a little bit.
Maybe we ought to call him the Stick of Stone.
The Stick of Stone, right.
Oh, yes.
Oh, nice shot.
He has an infectious smile, and so far we've seen a bunch of that in this semifinal. Leading 3-1 and well on his way to 4-1.
Infectious smile.
He's got such a good cue ball speed. His shot making is great. His cue ball's great. His break is even improving. The guy's it's not bad enough that he plays a perfect cue ball and makes all the shots. Now he's improving too.
If there is a rap on Reyes, it's that he gets to the finals but doesn't win in the finals, doesn't have the kind of mindset, let's say, that Earl Strickland has. Is that true, or is that a bum rap on Reyes?
No, he has a slump. He has a definite slump in the finals. He's finished second more than anybody in the world. Now, he's won a lot of tournaments, too, but here of late, the last year or so, he's finished second a lot of times. So he does have that bit of pressure on his shoulders where Earl never finished his second. And EFREN is used to finishing second, so I don't know what kind of match it's going to be. I know that both players are equal in abilities.
We do want to remind everybody we have been live all day long, first time in history, but this match was recorded a little earlier in the day. Where's the trouble on this board, on this table?
Well, I don't really see any problems here. He just has to roll the cue ball up, play position on the 3.
If there's a weakness other than playing in finals, which a lot of players would like to have to get that far, do you see one in EFREN Reyes?
Maybe his break. Maybe his break is a little under some of the better players in the United States. He doesn't seem to break them. I know he doesn't break the balls like Earl Strickland or Nick Varner or David Howard. He doesn't have that kind of a break, but he has a good break. That would be the only weakness I would know of. Now here he had a situation where he upstairs over the 6th ball. This is a hard shot just to make the 5, but to make the 5 and play position 2 is really hard. He has to dodge all these balls.
And that shot was made difficult because the ball was in his way.
Right, he was upstairs over the ball.
Quickly off his stool comes Howard Vickery. He sees a slight opening, charge right to it.
Right. March right up there.
You see the first 4 balls going.
Yeah, he'll just pull this back to the rail and out. Try to get him a little bit of an angle on the 6. Right, so what he wants to do here is really to get straight in on the 7 ball.
Howard, you see what he wants to do. Howard, a Vietnam vet, an aviation electrician, has a couple of kids.
He'll just move the cue ball out. He'd bump the rail here and come out just a little bit. Try to get straight in on the 8. Okay, he's actually overhit it a little bit, so he'll have to play down to the right-hand side of the 9 ball. He'll have to come over to this side of the table, play the 9 in the same pocket he's shooting the 8.
Again, it takes a while for the players to get used to the speed of this table. So it looks like Howard Vickery makes a move to get back in this thing. There it is. 4-1. Down 4-1. He draws a little closer. Now it's 4-2.
4-2 now.
Welcome back to Las Vegas at the Riviera. The 9-ball World Championships. 1-man Earl Strickland already in. We got a battle here. 4-2 now. Howard Vickery on the break, down by 2 to EFREN Reyes. Howard is on the board of directors of the Pro Tour. Pros like him. He once made 69 balls on the break against George Michaels. That is incredible. Tell me about that.
That was in this tournament. 7 of the balls that he made were 9 balls. The 9 ball, he made it 7 times. He hung it in the jaws of the pocket twice. And he had a good breaking fiesta.
7 9 balls on the break.
Yeah.
You know, I've been watching all week long now.
Yeah.
I've not seen that happen once.
Right.
Watch, it'll happen now.
Yeah. He'll just play the 2 ball in here, try to hit 3 rails, and come to this side of the table, play the 3 ball in the lower corner pocket. Come around nicely here. Hit this with about a high right-hand cue ball. 1, 2. Just barely missed the 3, didn't he?
Crowd appreciates that effort.
Okay.
Howard has been around a while. Hard to believe. 47 years old. Doesn't look that old, does he?
No, he doesn't. I didn't have any idea he was that old.
He's getting up there in your class.
Yeah, I'm 49. And just 2 years difference. I thought I was a lot older than Howard. Maybe I just feel older than Howard.
half the table or just about gone.
Right. He's just trying to get him a nice little angle on the 6 where he can come over and play position on the 7.
I like that little angle we show you.
Yes.
Any problems here?
I don't see any problems. The only problem he has here is just really getting position on the 7 ball. If he does that, I don't see any problems.
And he does.
Yeah, he's in perfect line for the 7, so.
Dikit na dikit sa 7. Mahusay din, mahusay.
Just the 3 balls left. And suddenly, from 4-1, we'd be at 4-3. So you can see comebacks. It didn't appear that when Strickland was doing his thing on Breedlove that George ever had a chance to get into it. But now we see that Vickery can run some himself.
Right. He's getting chances. He's getting opportunities at the table. And when you get opportunities at the table and play the speed that Howard Vickery or EFREN Reyes or someone like that play, they can make a comeback on you.
There it is. So it's 4-3. Does a player like EFREN Reyes, who's been around so long, get up 4-1 in a semifinal like this and think, it's only to 9, I've got this thing, and get overconfident?
I seen him one time in a race to 15. He was up, I believe he was up 12-6. And he happened to be playing Earl Strickland, and Earl ended up winning that set in a race to 15. So it can happen. If things go your way, it can happen. You just never say die.
A bunch bunched at the front of the table. And here comes the master from the Philippines. Take a look at the break.
Well, isn't that a good shot?
Yeah, those balls almost jump off the table.
Yeah, they look like they raise up.
And that's a safety and a good one.
This is a shot here. Here you would have to kick one rail behind this ball, try to hit it solid and stick the cue ball behind the 9. But that doesn't look like that's what he's elected to do. Oh, what a great shot. That's one of the best shots I've seen the whole tournament.
Now you got to go back to Strickland's little hook.
Yeah.
And this one probably ranks right up there with him.
Look at this shot. There he goes.
Oh,
he nips it, hits 2 rails, goes up, almost hooks him. He hits the 3rd rail there and almost gets the cue ball over behind those 2 balls. What a shot.
And Reyes with a safety shows his touch as well. It's very defensive here as the game has gotten a little tighter.
Right.
Vickery a little more deliberate than Strickland or Breedlove.
He's a more disciplined, really a more disciplined player than Breedlove or Strickland. He's more methodical, where they're a little looser. Show a little more flair in their game than Howard does.
Another tough safety. He's going to have to bank at least once to get to that ball. I think. Yeah, he did hit that bank first. Crowd appreciates the defensive conservative play that we see so far.
Right. Kicking behind it allowed him to stay down here and send the ball up table, didn't it? I love these shots here. Now this is a jump shot with your cue.
Jump shot
with the
pala.
cue that you play with. This is not a jump cue. This is the cue that he plays with. Beautiful shot.
Okay din, ha?
Looks like he left the combination on the 9.
Sure does. That would be a big break for Reyes. Look at how he got that ball up so perfectly.
Ang ginamit ni Howard, hindi
Doesn't
pang
look
jump
like
shot
anything go
na
that
cue.
high and that far needs a pilot and a stewardess, doesn't it?
Yung
It does.
ginagamit
It
ng
amazes me
normal na
how
cue, oh.
they can hit down on the ball so hard, so cleanly, and almost threw the ball to get it up.
Yeah.
So here's the combination, the attempt at the shortcut.
Combination. Muntik na, hindi pumasok.
Well, that was a chance to get a little more breathing room, and Reyes is disappointed with himself.
He felt like he should have made that, and I feel like he should have made that. And shots like that with players like Howard that's liable to pump him up. And here you shoot the 1 straight in the corner, hit the side rail, come back across. You may even elect to come underneath the 9. Play a 1 rail across like
That's
so.
what he did. Well, Vickery knows he just got a gift.
Vickery.
Yeah, that'll pump you up. Here, what he'll try to do here, just try to get straight in on the 3 to where he'll have him a nice little angle when he
body
shoots
hold.
and stops.
Matanda siya ng
Okay,
2
now he
years,
wants to
si
shoot
Vickery.
and stop right here to have a nice little angle to play position on the
2 years
5.
lang.
This rack
Akala
here
niya
will
mas
kind of call
marami.
itself.
Malaki agwat. Akala niya si
So you don't
Vickery
see
mga
very many
40
problems
years
at all
old
the
na.
rest of the way.
Well, about the only
Akalain
problem
na
I see
47 na pala.
here is he hit the rail here and come across. Are these 2 balls up in the upper corner up here, the 6 and 7? I mean the 7 and 8.
That's what's left for Howard Vickery.
Right, he has to straighten this combination out. It's not straight on, and he has to get in a position to where he can straighten that out. Now he has a choice here. He can go 1 rail up, just play it 1 rail back down table, or he may play it 2 rails out of the corner. He elected to go 2 rails. He needs a little bit of an angle. It's the area he wanted to be in. He's come a little short of that. Now what he has to do, he has to make the combination, keep the 7 ball out in the middle of the table and keep the cue ball out in the middle of the table. He doesn't want the cue ball to get on the rail, and he doesn't want the 7 to get on the rail. So he'll have to hit this pretty firm.
Konting cut lang dito sa
Have to hit it nice and square.
7 goals.
Well done.
Boy, that was pretty.
Ang lakas ng tira niya. Muntik pa
And
siyang
he's left himself
stoppered.
a lot of room.
I love to watch Howard play. He almost marches to the shot, doesn't he?
He was a soldier.
Yeah. Okay, now he'll just draw the cue ball back here just a couple inches and try to play the 9 straight in. Okay, he's drawn it back a little too far. Now he'll probably play the 9 in the side.
5 all na. Pagka nanalo si Howard.
Great touch.
Oh.
He used it all, didn't he?
He used the whole pocket.
Howard Vickery, the soldier, shows us his artillery. He's knotted
4-all
this thing
na.
up. Our score, 5-4 now. Reyes won Game 9. We move a little
In-advance na-
bit further in the tape
in-advance
with
na naman nila
Reyes,
isang
the 1
game,
game
Hindi
advantage, and
pinakita.
Reyes
5-4.
on the break.
Kasi ano pala to, recorded earlier, parang i-review na lang nila, pinapanood
It
na
looks
lang.
like he has the 5 ball is
Tapos
blocking his
nagko-comments.
path here to the 1. He may try to shoot at this. He may go ahead and shoot at it.
Well, he went with your option 2, but it didn't work out. Does that leave opportunity here for Vickery?
It's an opportunity. The one ball is a very hard shot down the rail. He has to shoot it in and draw his cue ball back down table, down to this area right here for position on the 2. This is a very hard shot. Really a tough shot.
Nope. Well, yes.
Very lucky.
Looks like he has the gap.
Do you think that was the intent?
No.
Better lucky than good.
Right. I believe he has room to go underneath and make the two ball in the corner and bring the cue ball back out here to about the middle of the table for the 3 ball in the corner.
Dapat doon niya papasukin yung sa kabilang corner.
Vickery needed the break, got it, and look at the execution now.
He got a chance to knot her up, tie it up, knot it up.
Was down 4-1, came back 4-4. Reyes, the battler, took the lead. Vickery wants to come back and tie things up. Remember, it's a race to 9. Earl Strickland already in tomorrow's final. One of these two wants to battle with him.
Yeah, he shoots his end, hit one rail here, come.
Pumangit yung video, oh, nawala pa.
Question of preference here from the 5 to the 7.
Which way would you play it?
Well, I like playing it to the side rail and out just a little bit, give myself a little bit of an angle to come around 2 rails or 1 rail straight back up. Okay, he bounced off. And now you have an option. He can go 1 rail or he can go 2. It's just a question of which shot he really prefers. I like the 1 rail straight up. I like shooting this in with just a high center ball, hitting the end rail and going back up table. It looks like he's hitting it with low left. He's drawing it 2 rails around.
And there it goes. You'll have a slight angle on the 8 ball, but the pros, buddy, prefer angles to straight-on shots, don't they?
Right. They need an angle, except on the 9.
Yeah.
They need to be able to go from one place to the next. They need to be able, if they have to, go from one end of the table to the other. And the only way they can do that is they have to secure an angle in their position play.
Perfect position.
5-all na.
And Vickery's done it again. It came from a big deficit to tie it. Fell behind by 1. But again, we're even Steven halfway up the hill. EFREN Reyes has seen a lead slip away. It was 4-1, then it was 5-4. Now it's 5-5.
5-5.
Howard Vickery on the break. And to have you with us in Las Vegas, Dave Woloshin and Buddy Hall. And 2 fall on the break. And how does this thing shape up?
Well, you have the 1 is located here behind this ball. You can shoot straight at it, try to nip the 1 and go down table, or you can push out. This is a good shot here. You could go 2 rails back down towards him. He's going to push out.
This is a legal push out. Mr. Reyes has the option.
When you push out, now the player, Reyes in this particular case, has the option. He can look at that ball and see whether he likes that shot or not. You can only do it after a break, only once a game. And if he doesn't like it, he says, okay, you put yourself in this position, you get out of it, and that's exactly what he's done. Now Vickery will have to shoot this shot.
Right. Howard will have to shoot. Howard will try to thin the ball and come back down table. He'll try to get behind something at the other end of the table.
Push-outs are tricky because you want it to be a difficult shot, but not too difficult because it could come back to you as it did in this case.
The whole key to a push-out is really to push out to play safe, not push out to shoot. The caliber of players that you have today, if you push out to shoot, that's what they're going to do. They're going to shoot, and they're going to run out on you. So you have to push out to duck. You have to push out to play safe.
And that's exactly what Howard Vickery did there. A knowledgeable crowd has come to see these semifinals. Have you seen the crowds get bigger and bigger on the tour since you first came on?
Yeah, there's a lot of people support the tour. He has a problem here. He's jacked up over the ball. He has a ball sitting over here beside the side pocket. I don't know what to do with this shot except maybe just try to roll it in or something. It's really hard. He's trying to knock it over against the back of the 4 is what he was trying to do. I believe he's left Howard a shot.
I don't think EFREN Reyes is very happy with that particular effort.
No. He may not be able to shoot this ball straight in the side. He's kicking. He's kicking one rail or maybe the short rail. Use the short rail. Oh, well.
Oh, my goodness. He engineered that one to perfection.
Look at this. 1, 2, nipped it just right. Brought the cue ball right out in the middle of the table for a shot on the 2 ball. That was a well-executed shot.
2 rails kick shot.
That's just a matter of preference then. Go in the corner or in the side.
Five now history, and there are no problems really on these 2 shots, and we will see Howard Vickery with his first lead.
6-5.
And when he was down 4-1, it looked as if he was going to do an Earl. He was going to get an Earl Strickland done to him.
Yeah.
6-5 na.
It looked like it was going to be another route, didn't it?
Sure did.
Now we find Howard in the driver's seat.
Driver's seat.
There it is. Vickery's first lead of the day. We're back in Las Vegas in just a moment. Vickery up on Reyes 6-5. Who would have thought it a few moments ago when Reyes from the Philippines led 4-1, but Howard Vickery has marched back in. And he's got the break. That
Scratch.
went in. And the foul means ball in hand. And we talked about this earlier. 95% of the time, you're going to make a run. Does this... There's your problems, huh?
Right. These 2 balls look like they're tied up right here in this corner. There's the 2. He has to figure out a way to get on the 3 ball, which is nestled right against the 6 there. And maybe, just maybe, the 6 ball, he can play a combination on the 6 right here. If he can, that'll open up the whole rack. It looks like he's shooting at something. I believe he's shooting at the combination on the 6 ball. Right.
Wow.
Nice shot.
Is that touch? Oh, man. And just sitting on the pocket, too. It could have gone in with both of them.
It just gives you an idea of just how well that man thinks. Here he's playing the 3 over in the corner. Here's the 6 ball. It looks like it's partially blocking the hole. He may just knock the 6, shoot this in off of that ball, clear the hole. Well, that's just good.
That is. That, I believe, is the 8 ball.
That's good thinking there. That's the difference between what in the pool lingo they call it a shortstop and a top notcher. A top notcher is an EFREN Reyes. A shortstop is somebody that plays pretty good but just can't really cut the mustard.
And I think that a great player like Reyes has so many different shots in his repertoire.
In his arsenal, yeah. Yes. Well, And he sees so many shots. He recognizes shots.
He sees so many
Shots
shots.
that are not there for the average player.
Tama. Tinaw.
He measured that 9 ball, trying to figure out where he wants
Yung
to
mga
come back
shots na
to.
hindi
Yeah, I
alam
believe he played
na
two
may
real
ganung
positions here.
shot. Yung ibang player hindi nila alam na meron
One,
palang ganun. Si EFREN lang ang nakakaalam.
That's a
na may
dangerous
ganung tira.
shot. See, the side pocket gets so big on that shot.
At the him, it looks like a thimble. He doesn't
Yeah.
have to worry. And there it is. Guess what? We're
Tie.
tied again.
6-all.
We take a break. Don't go anywhere. All tied up. 6-6 on the race to 9. Welcome back to Las Vegas.
In advance
Game
na naman.
12, rather 13, went to
7-6
EFREN
na.
Reyes. So he leads 7-6 and breaks. And
Whoop.
2 balls fall.
Dalawang pumasok.
He made 2 balls on the break.
What's the difference? We never had a chance to really talk about the difference between the cue he now will use. You see he knocked down the 1 and the 5, and the cue on the break.
Oh, the break cue is designed a little differently. So here he has a problem with 3s right up against it. I don't see anything for him to do here except play safe on the 2. But back to your question. The thing about...
Wow.
Oh, my
Galing.
goodness. You didn't see that one, did you?
No, I didn't. The break cue is designed a little different. As a rule, it's just a little heavier. It has a flatter tip. It's designed to hit the rack with 0 English, with no English at all. In other words, hit it with a flat ball so the cue ball
Safety.
can stop out in the middle of the table.
And knock the other balls to Kingdom
Pero
Come.
pwedeng
Right,
makapasok pa
right.
rin yun,
Where the
ano,
cue
cross
that you
side.
play with usually has a
Bump
nice
shot.
round tip, and you can spin the cue ball with it. And they're just the opposites of cues. One is for dead center English, and the other is to play with.
After the remarkable shot, the safety, and remember he's shooting at the 2 ball down on the other side.
Yeah, you can play this bank.
Ganyan.
He goes straight on. And
Oh, he's trying
he
to break
plays
the
safety,
cue ball
yeah.
down. I believe he got lucky.
Oh.
I believe he managed to get down far enough to hook him.
Laki.
You'd have played a bank on that?
Safety rin.
I believe I would have played the bank, yeah. Now, here is a shot that comes up. He has a shot here to bank the cue ball 2 rails behind the 2. He can use... he can either jump over the ball or go around it, but this, I think what he's going to end up doing here is he's going to hit the end rail, the side rail, and come into the back of the 2, knocking it over to this side of the table and sending the cue ball down table. That's what he's trying to do. He hit it a little too full.
But it goes. Look at that.
Ang galing.
I know they call it baseball
Ang
and
galing.
football a game of inches. You might call this the game of the
Tapos-
turn. It just
Right.
did turn in.
Right.
Nahulaan din ni
He was trying to
Buddy
play
Hall.
safe. He accidentally kicked it in, but that'll be
Nahulaan
fine.
din ni Buddy Hall na dalawang reel ng...
Okay, he played safe. He left Howard a really tough shot here.
Pero may halong laki yun kasi...
I believe he can hit enough of the ball to make it. But I don't believe he can do
Silang
anything with the
maraming
cue ball.
ganyan si
He's going to have to
EFREN.
kind of let the cue ball go. But he's in a position now where he has to shoot.
Maraming tirang ganyan sa ibang
The
games,
safety's
sa
not
ibang laro
available.
din, sa ibang tournament. Minsan tatlong kick sa tatlong rail pa nga.
He has to dodge these
Four
balls
rails
here. He
pa.
has to hit this thing, come up and down
Naipapasok
table.
pa, bola.
Oh, what a shot.
Ang
Nice
galing.
shot.
Boy, again, he gets that last turn to fall.
Ang galing din. Galing din. Pag nanalo si Howard nito, 7-all na naman.
No trouble, really, the rest of the way, is there?
Not at all.
What an amazing game this is. It looked like it would be a rout like the first semifinal we had. Remember, Vickery was down 4-1. He's been down 5-4, 6-5, 7-6. But he just wills himself back in. We've been tied at 5-5. We've been tied at 6-6.
No, 7-all.
Now we're tied at 7-7. Don't forget, it's the first 1-9. Howard Vickery has knotted things up 7-7 as we go to game 15 in Las Vegas. Dave Woloshin and Buddy Hall, happy to have you with us today live on ESPN. Some history today, the first time that we've had a major pool tournament live on TV.
He just came within a dot of making it. He got a little more of a boost out of the 9. Here, he's just going to try to stick this ball. I would think he may make it back here, but play the cue ball over to the right-hand side of the table. Maybe playing a combination on the 6, on the 2-7. He doesn't have many options here.
He does see things, though, that mere mortals do not.
Right.
Tama. Nakikita ni EFREN, hindi nakikita ng ibang player.
Not calling you a mere mortal,
Nakikita niyang tira.
I've heard you called the Jack
Safety,
Nicklaus of the
safety.
game, and that one you saw correctly.
Yeah. Well, he played a different shot than what I was thinking about. But I think he left Howard a little bit of the 1 ball.
Oh,
Howard can hit the 1, so he may be able to
Mukhang may
hand the
butas
safety
yung 1.
right back to him. Right, here's the 1 ball. You bank it 1 rail out, try to keep the cue ball over behind the balls, either the 5-3 or maybe up behind the 7. You want to keep the cue ball right up here in this corner. That's perfect. Couldn't hit it better.
Safety. Battle of
Interesting
safety na to.
how when we've had ties before, this is the second time, when it gets close like this, suddenly it becomes defensive, and nobody wants to take too much of a chance, particularly this late in the game.
Right.
Oh my.
Muntik pa.
If that had gone in, they'd
Muntik
have been
pa.
hooting and hollering, and they still are appreciative of the safety.
Right.
What would you call that? A
Muntik pa,
semi-safety when you go after the ball, but if it doesn't go in, at least you don't leave your opponent a shot.
Right. You have a built-in safety, they call that. You shoot at the ball, but there's a pretty high percentage of the safety. Here you just come across the top of the 1, knock it down table, and you just miss the 7 here. You don't want to bump into the 7. Bank the 1 rail out, and try to drop him over here behind the 5-3. Good shot.
A bit of chess going on right now.
This match started out like it would be over in 50 minutes.
Or less.
Or less.
7-all, 8-all. 7-all. Baka mag 8-all pa.
Oh, look here, he almost kicked that ball in.
Oo, muntik na naman, ha?
He kicks so well, he hits the ball so square.
Now that ball smack dab in the middle without a whole lot of trouble elsewhere. That looks as if the door is open now for Howard Vickery.
Right, he kicks a lot of balls in.
Finally, some offense.
8-7, mauna pa ata si...
Here he
ano,
just wants to make sure he stays with a
si
little bit
Howard
of an
sa
angle.
heel.
So he can go down table for position on the 4. Here's the 4 down here. He wants to stay to the left side of the 3, leaving him an up angle, like so. So he can come down table for the 4.
Heel match na naman to. Heel match.
Does he get far enough?
Yeah. Well, the only problem with this shot here is he has to hammer it a little bit. Hit it with a center cue ball. He has to pop it, hit the rail, and come straight out. That's the only thing wrong with it. He just has to pop it a little bit.
Just like he drew it up.
Mauna sa 8 si ano.
EFREN Reyes worried he could fall behind for the very first time in the match. Things appearing more and more that that's the way the storyline will read.
Howard just he just come to play, didn't he? 6, 7, 8, 9 left on the table. Now it's just the 7, 8, 9.
He did bring it back.
Now
Like
here's
it's illustrated.
right now it's a matter of preference here. He can play the cue ball 2 rails, or he can play it 1. That's just a question of what you want to do. I prefer to play this shot 1 rail, but it looks like he's addressing it 2 rails. That's too dangerous. You can misread that and stay behind the 9.
Sa game na
Worked
yan.
out okay though for Vickery in this particular instance.
Vickery.
But I hear what you're saying, especially with the speed of these tables.
Right.
Howard Vickery 1 stroke away from his first lead in the match.
First lead pa lang niya. 8-7.
There it is, 8-7. Now, buddy, tell me, how much of an emotional charge and a letdown for Reyes does it really have when you take your first lead 1 win away from winning the semifinal and getting yourself into the final of the biggest championship on the tour?
Well, it's Howard's pumped right now. He's anxious. He wants to go. He's wanting to make a ball on a break and get a shot. He's saying, I'm going to show you I can run out. I can like to play in the finals for the world championship. I'd like to be the champion of the world this year.
Couldn't pick a better moment to take his first lead. He's got his foot on the hill. Isn't that what they say?
It's on the hill. He is on the hill.
Needs one more win to get over the hill, and there is.
It's on the hill.
He has a shot.
Yep. Nothing falls. So we'll see what Mr. Reyes can do. Do you see
Reyes will win on
openings
this
problems?
game.
No, not many.
It will
Here
be
you just play the combination on the 2,
heel
sticking
match.
the 1 right there where the 2's at. The
Sinong
3's down here at the
manalo?
other end. He wants to bring the cue
Kalaban
ball
nila
back out in the
si-
middle of the table so you have a nice little angle to come down and play position on the 3. He's done that nicely. I don't see any problems here. Just hit the rail and come right back out. He should. Looks to me like that he's got a real good chance of advancing to the finals.
Kung papayag si EFREN na siya si Howard
Got to
ang
come a little
mag-advance.
further, or is that okay?
Well, that's all right. He has to come around
Malaki
2 rails.
chance
He don't
siya
want to run
mag-advance,
into
oh.
anything.
Kunti na lang yung bola.
He just wants to hit 2 rails and come out up table for position on the 4. He wants to come between the 9 and the 6.
Yun na lang. Limang bola
Oops,
na
he's
lang.
underhit it. That could be trouble.
Ooh.
This could be trouble. That's
It was so close. You saw him breathe a little heavier right before that shot.
very careless of him there.
Reyes sees that maybe there's a slight opening for him to get back in this. That's what's left.
Yep. Here the 6 ball passes by, so what he'll try to do, he'll throw the 4 in the corner pocket. You do that with a little low right-hand cue ball. Spinning the cue ball 2 rails out of the corner to this area right here to play the 6 over in the other corner.
Mahirap din yan, no?
This is a low right-hand cue ball. We call this throwing the ball. We actually throw the ball in. Oh, he's overcut it. Oh, it went in.
It does go.
Ang galing.
Woo, he's had a couple of those breaks in this match.
Now he's left himself in a touchy spot.
Kanina yung cross-side
Real
na
touchy spot.
hindi niya sinasadya yun.
Here it is. He's overcut the ball, but he still caught just enough of the pocket for it to drop in. He was fortunate that it went in.
Ang galing. Ay, di siyang
Now he has options. He can either
advance
play
sa final.
the 6 across the corner, 1 rail, This is the shot I prefer. You have a built-in safety with it. Looks like he's playing it across the side.
He does, and
Nako.
it won't go unless
Sumablay.
that thing comes a long way and it stops.
No.
So a chance to finish out, to get over the hill, goes awry.
Oh, that was a golden opportunity right there.
Apat na lang. Kailangan mapasok lahat para
My goodness.
tayo sa 8-8.
The 6 dropped that time. That was maybe the 6 that did in Vickery.
It might be. Well, they say the straw that broke the camel's back.
Siyempre na walang gaanong kabato.
The master with authority. Look where that cue ball ends up. An easy shot on the 8 ball.
Boy,
We're about to go 8-8.
Well,
Hill to hill.
that was a golden,
Heel to
golden
heel.
opportunity for Howard to advance to the
Yun.
World Championship.
Hill match na.
He'll go back to that 6 ball if Reyes wins game 9. We'll see who advances in just a moment. We are hill to hill in Las Vegas. EFREN Reyes, the
Hill
master
to
from the Philippines,
hill.
and Howard Vickery, all knotted up 8-8. Reyes had the 4-1 lead. Vickery came back and took an 8-7 lead and had a real golden opportunity to win this thing. Couldn't put away
Di
Reyes,
pumasok
and
ba?
now we'll see what EFREN can do. And how do you plot this one out?
May pumasok
Well,
ata.
I don't know if he has room to make the 1, or he may have to just play safe. Here's the 1.
Mukhang
He may be able to play it right in this hole right here.
kita ata, kita.
You have a little bit of a problem
Asa na
right here
number
with the
2?
5-9. It looks like he might just shoot it in and go down table and come back up.
So not an easy table for the championship, or for the semifinal championship, I should say, between these two.
Not at all. He could elect to play safe on this too. It looks like he's shooting. He's drawing his ball a little bit.
Ang galing.
Yeah, a little English on that, didn't he? That
Yes,
thing
he
bad.
did. Yes, he did. Okay, now I believe he has room to make the 2. To play position on the 4. That's the ball he wants to get on. He has
Tres
to
pa
be
lang
able
pumasok,
to
ang tres
get an
pumasok sa
angle
break.
to be able to come down table for position on the 4 or 5. He's looking at the location right there is where he wants to land after he shoots the 4.
Yun.
Come back, and it does.
Perfect.
Well, he's the one gentleman that has had no problems with the speed.
Right. Doesn't take him long to adjust.
Nagalangan din si
He doesn't know
Magician.
whether he wants to bank it or shoot it straight in. I don't know if he can shoot it straight in. He looks like he's shooting it straight in.
That might have been the first
Ang galing.
shot. Woohoo!
Ang
That's
galing.
the first shot to test the 30-second shot clock right there.
Medyo masikip na yan, ha?
Of course, you're tied 8-8. No one's going to say a whole lot. Now what is he thinking?
Well, he's going to either shoot the 6 straight in or play the combination.
Combination.
He may play the
Malamang
combination.
combination
It's
yan,
laying
malamang.
there.
Kasi
It's
nakaharang na
laying
yung
pretty good
8.
for combination.
The 6 ball did in Vickery. This is the most important shot
Yun.
maybe, and he
Patay.
made it work. I don't see a problem from here out, do you?
No, none at all.
So the 6 ball, which did in
kinaliwa na, kaliwa.
Vickery, could very well give Reyes the victory.
Patay.
Now it hits
Panalo
Howard,
si EFREN dito.
and I imagine that Reyes is heart pumping 1,000 miles a minute.
Yeah.
Pinabalik pang bola. Na,
All you got to do is knock this one in to advance to the finals.
oo. Siya ng finals.
So we can set up our final bracket.
Galing.
It's EFREN Reyes. He'll take on Earl Strickland. Good match, though, between
Good
the two,
match.
Vickery and Reyes.
Nauna pa sa 8 si, nauna sa Hill. Si
EFREN, the leader
Vickery.
of the great team of players from the Philippines. And here's how he ended it. Reyes is in. Our finals set up. There's the
9-8.
final in a dramatic finish. EFREN Reyes, a winner over Howard Vickery. So he moves on to the final tomorrow, where he'll take on Earl Strickland. Strickland had his way with George Breedlove, 9-1 the final there. So basically, both of the favorites won today. Reyes was expected to be a winner, so was Strickland, but maybe not in the kind of fashion that we expected. Once again, we welcome you back, Dave Woloshin and Buddy Hall.
Dave Woloshin.
Very different type of
Woloshin.
approaches. Who do you see tomorrow
Dave
then
Woloshin.
as the emerging favorite?
Well, you have the magician and the gunslinger.
Well, I like that.
I kind of like the gunslinger. I like Earl. I like his break. I like his shot-making ability, and he's just phenomenal when it comes to running out when he gets a shot.
And I suppose you have to take into account the fact that Strickland has been so tough when it comes to finals. And if there's a weakness with Reyes, we've seen it many times, he gets to the finals, but he hasn't been able to get over that hump and win
second
a
place lang.
championship in a while.
Well, it looks that way. It looks like he's in a little bit of a slump. We can call it a second-place slump. I'd rather be second than
second place lang.
last, but
Ang panahon
he's
na
in a
yan,
little bit of a
pero
slump, and Earl
nung
loves
nag-umpisa na siya
to just drive
manalo
and win. It's going to be a good match.
sa
You don't
tournament.
expect, I take it,
Sunod-sunod
a
na.
9-1 runaway like
Pero
we saw in
nung
the first
unang
semifinal.
niyang
I would imagine it would be
pagsali
close
dyan,
like the
for
second
second
semi we
place,
saw
second
today.
Oh,
place
I
lang.
expect it to be real close. A great match.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it. We had a lot of fun today. So tomorrow, don't forget, we'll be here again, and it will be very interesting. It'll be the
Okay po. Hanggang dito na lang tayo. Ang galing ng ating idolong si Magician. Okay po. Paano? Thank you sa panonood sa video ko. At hanggang sa susunod muli, kita-kita-kits tayo. Ang mga hindi pa nag-subscribe dyan, paki-subscribe naman sa channel ko at paki-share na rin. Thank you po. Bye-bye muna ngayon.